We are live. We are live here at the scene of an unfolding investigation on Fickle Hill Road at the Arcata Community Forest. Good afternoon, everybody. Ryan Hutson here live for the Redheaded Blackbelt, where at Fickle Hill Road, traffic is still passing by, although the park is closed, I'm told, by law enforcement officers due to an ongoing active investigation resulting from what we believe to be a homicide that occurred earlier this morning up Greenwood Heights Road, which is sort of in the freshwater area. If you are going up towards Neeland, that would be Greenwood Heights Road, sorry. So this van is believed to be abandoned by the suspect, who they are chasing in the forest, and they have dogs out there now. There's at least 2 canine vehicles here looking for a suspect in the woods. So we are told that the pursuit ended here where he dumped the vehicle. It may or may not have had a dog in the vehicle, which does not appear to be here. So either was not with a dog or perhaps has the dog with him. So again, we're here at the scene of an active investigation, ongoing investigation here related to potential homicide. We believe a homicide that occurred earlier this morning at Greenwood Heights Road. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 law enforcement vehicles here gathering, a couple canine units. This is the van. The door was open. It was quite ajar earlier, where you could see there was some stuff falling out of the car there. People have been coming by, and again, we're at the Arcata Community Forest here, up Fickle Hill, and people have been emerging from the forest a little confused about what's going on. Got some detectives here posted at the top of the trail. Had an officer go down into the forest with a long gun just a few minutes ago, and we will be uploading that video shortly. Seems pretty quiet, as is usual in the forest, but it's not a good time to go hiking. We are told, again, I'll reiterate this, an officer informed me earlier that the forest is closed. They do not want pedestrian traffic up here. Starting to get some looky-loos cruising by. And again, this is the van that the suspect dumped here at the forest and proceeded to take off on foot, so foot pursuit ensued. Get a good look at the dashboard there. Again, seems to have been resulting from a domestic violence disturbance. We do think there was a homicide involved in this. A young woman, 28 years old, may have been the victim. So we're waiting to get confirmation on that, which took place at Greenwood Heights Road earlier today. So the van made its way from the original crime scene to here, and we're waiting to see if law enforcement has an update for us. We don't know how they're doing on the reconnaissance in there, if they've been able to hone in on a location. So to reiterate, we are here live at the Arcata Community Forest up Fickle Hill Road on the 700 block. Traffic is passing by. They have not closed the street, although the forest is closed. So they do not want pedestrian traffic, hikers, picnickers, etc. They've got a fugitive in the forest, so best to steer clear. Murder suspect, I believe. Homicide suspect is what we think based on preliminary reports over the scanner. So we'll be following this closely. You can check out the article for updates, photos, and some other videos. I wish I had more information for everybody at the time. We do not. It's just an unfolding investigation. Details pending. Again, related to what we believe to be a homicide that took place on Greenwood Heights Road earlier today. Possibly the victim may have been a 28-year-old female, according to feedback from the scanner.
How you guys doing? Obviously a busy day. You did well.
And again, there was reports that a dog was in the van. We haven't seen a dog out here, which means, you know, we can't confirm the presence of a dog, but if so, perhaps the dog is with the individual on foot in the forest. Waiting to see about the presence of a dog, waiting to see about the capture of the fugitive. And out here at the Arcata Community Forest, pretty quiet at the edge here of the forest. Just a lot of law enforcement vehicles gathering. We'll go back over to the van and check this out. Got an APD detective and a sheriff's officer there. Diligently working on this. We did see an officer with a long gun go into the forest earlier, right out that road. Not sure at what point he went down into the gulch. He's got some water bottles here indicating that they may have a long day ahead of them. Yes, that's correct. We do think this is a resulting investigation. From the homicide that we do believe took place this morning on Greenwood Heights Road, up from Freshwater towards Neeland. So this is the van that the suspect perpetrator was driving, and we believe is now hiding in the forest. Arcata Community Forest at this time is closed, according to law enforcement, due to this ongoing investigation. So traffic is still passing by. People are still emerging from the forest, a little confused about what's going on. Yes, you're correct. Someone we do believe was murdered, and we do believe this is the van of the subject who has now disappeared into the forest. So they're having a serious foot pursuit here. Got dogs, guns, police, and yes, domestic violence. Correct. That's the assumption being made in regard to the initial crime. Yes, potentially a 28-year-old woman may have been the victim. We don't know if there are more people involved other than the 28-year-old woman who may have been the victim of the homicide and the perpetrator here. So we're still waiting on the confirmation of those details. And they are working on it here. So we've got Highway Patrol, Arcata Police, we've got a Fortuna K-9 unit here. We've got the Sheriff's Department, of course. Detectives. And the van. And I do want to reiterate, we don't know the specifics of the original crime. It may or may not have been a domestic violence incident. So we don't know the nature of the relationship between the people involved, and that's why we can't say for sure that it is domestic violence. We don't know. We'll go see if we can get a word from the police officers here. Of course, the likelihood is that if the perpetrator and the victim were, in the same residence, residing together in a relationship, it may then be determined to be a domestic violence incident. Otherwise, it could be a neighbor, it could have been something random, we don't know. So that's why I say we don't know if it was a domestic violence incident. That assumption may have been made, but we don't want to speculate. Officer, I know you're busy, but I wanted to ask for an update if you could oblige, if you have any information for us. We're live.
We have detectives working on a search warrant right now, and
okay.
We have K-9 units searching for our guy. So
okay, K-9 units and a warrant being discussed?
It's being
worked
drafted,
on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Great. Would that be a warrant directed towards the Greenwood Heights area?
Yes. And for the vehicle.
And for the vehicle. Gotcha. Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we've just been informed by law enforcement that they are pursuing a warrant for the vehicle and for a location up Greenwood Heights Road. We did just get that confirmation, so I'm being told that my signal is popping in and out. So I'll reiterate right now, we just spoke with a sheriff's deputy who told me that they do have a warrant in progress to search this vehicle right here, the gray van. So they have a warrant pending to search the vehicle, and they do also have a warrant, or perhaps the same warrant, that will be used to access the location at Greenwood Heights, wherever that may be. So I apologize for the poor signal up here. So taping up the van. This is probably for chain of custody reasons so that they know nobody has tampered with the inside of the van. I apologize if the signal is going in and out. You know these redwoods. Okay, so here we have the canine unit. Looks like he got a good walk. What a good boy. Now, unfortunately, my battery is going to die. There's our other canine unit there. Lots of excitement in the forest today. Not the kind of excitement we like. So there was a German Shepherd and a black dog that also sort of looked like a German Shepherd. Officer, how did the dog do?
Still trying.
Still trying, okay. Thank you. Here we go. There's the other one.
On the gate.
At this point, we're trying our best to report details that we can confirm, things that we know for sure based on what law enforcement has told us. So we're sticking with that for now. And regrettably, I'm going to have to turn off the live stream because my phone is going to die and I don't want to lose it. So we'll see if I can get some additional video. But this is where we're at. Again, still looking for the suspect in there. Canine units are discussing right now, I guess, a plan of strategy here. And as you can see, it's deep in there. There's a lot of ground to cover. Okay, Redheaded Blackbelt live on Fickle Hill, where the investigation is ongoing and the suspect is still at large, on foot, in the community forest. Ryan Hutson, signing off.